guys. So we are back with the Crazy Hope Dealers. And today I'm going to say this wrong, just going to go ahead and say it. But we're going to talk about woulda, coulda, shoulda. Did I say it right? Yay. Okay, good. Okay, so these are things that we might get a little bit personal today. So don't be offended. Just listen and still have grace with us. But so we're going to talk about things that maybe we should have done, could have done, or we would have done. I said that all wrong, but it's it's all good.
Sure.
Yes. So Amy, I'm going to let you start today with some things, and then I know I pushed it on over to you.
So I would have liked for you to have started that. But I was thinking about what it could have, should have, because we all live somewhat with the regrets of things that we knew that we should have done, but we didn't. And kind of age passes by, you get older and you look back and you become more wiser, but you look back and you're like, I could have handled that differently. I could have done something better. I think, we all kind of live with regrets. And, the bad part about it is that we can never take back tomorrow. We never can redo it. I would love to redo college again. I would totally do something different. I would handle that a whole lot different. I was just a basket case. In college, I was up to no good. I was a little, what's the word I want to say? Mischievous. Kind of got into some trouble. So I wish I could go back and redo that, but I can't. And still to this day, I kind of have dreams where I'm put back there and I've got an exam the next day. I'm not prepared. I mean, it's kind of like reliving it over again, kind of thing. And so anything. But one thing that I really regret more than anything was my my niece was murdered when she was 17 years old. And when she was little, baby growing up, we spent so much time together. And just have these precious pictures of holding her, loving her, and just spending time. But as she got older, becoming a teenager and stuff, I didn't know really how to relate because she was getting into things that were not necessarily great at all, and I didn't know how to deal with it. Looking back on it, now the best thing, what you learn when you get older is what I should have done and I could have done, wish I had done, was just gone and picked her up and taken her to McDonald's and sat down and drank a Coke with her and just listened to it. But I felt like, she wanted to listen to advice, but it really wasn't mine to give unless she asked for it, But the thing is, I wish I could have spent more time with her. That maybe I could have helped influence her more in her teenage years than I did, and I did not put forth effort. Therefore, I just live with that regret. I live with that regret. So it's very, very hard to sometimes when I look back at her letters, something that I've got a precious letter that she wrote to me, and I have my little safety box, and I keep it. And, we were just tight, and that's one thing I totally, really wish I could redo. But now in my older years, I kind of live as though I don't want to regret anything. you can learn from your past, kind of learn from my past. So now I can work with young people now and, just love on them and listen to them and just be there for them. That's a way that we can make up for mistakes that we did early on. So God can still redeem, God can still use you, God can still, our memories are still there. But it's good to have those memories because we learn from those things of the past. We're able to go toward the future and become more what Christ wants us to become. So there you go. So Brandy, what do you regret?
Well, how long do we have? No,
I know I could say a whole lot more. Go ahead.
No, so I guess, the one thing that sticks out to me is that I did not use my time wisely. And my mom and my dad, they paid for me to go to college. Well, did I use their investment very wisely? That would be a big no. Because I decided to go from college to college to college because I just was playing. And I spent their money, and I just didn't really do what I had really set out to do. So, because when I was going to graduate, well, when I graduated high school, I was going to go into marine biology. Did I do that? No, not at all. And I was going to go to University of South Alabama, going to do marine biology, work with sea turtles, which I still love, and dolphins. And right out of high school, met this guy and decided that I would just stay in town. And so I did that. I went to the junior college for a couple of years, played around there, and then decided I needed to go off to UNA because I thought, interior design sounds great. I'll do that. So I went there, and then I ended up just deciding that was not exactly what I wanted to do. So I guess what I'm saying is I I lose interest very fast. So and Amy's laughing because she knows that's true. But
True about me too. That's true about me.
Yes. But I think I would go back and stick with something, and then focus all my time on what I really wanted to do. And who knows, I would be on a beach right now looking at sea turtles, rescuing them out of the boat. Probably have broken my back because they're pretty heavy, but it still would be what I would love to do. And when you're young and your hormones are like leading the way, that's pretty much what you get. So yeah.
Well, but God's word says that that God determines our steps. I mean, we kind of try to plan out our path, but God determines our steps. So
yes, and through all this, like Amy was saying, you do learn from your past, and I have definitely learned from my past that I think I have more patience with people who may be a little bit, floating through life, because I feel like that was me. And if I had not gone through that, I would have been one of those people like, well, they don't have it all together. What they're never going to accomplish anything. You don't know that. I mean, they're just, going through their life, and they'll eventually get it, or they eventually won't. But just have grace with them, and just not, don't judge, because they could just be like fun-loving people who never wanted to decide on what they wanted to do, like me.
And two, it's amazing things I see, like in Brandy, where she's able to, because of some things in her past, she's able to look at people and kind of see where they are immediately. She's able to determine that, and And for me, I'm kind of like looking for people who feel like they're on the outside, looking in. I try not to ever leave people out because, because of my past, feeling left out in certain situations, but also how important it is to make people feel welcome and loved. Um, like what I was saying, God determines our steps. He already knows what steps we're going to take. We plan our path, and the thing is that our woulda, coulda, shoulda, we can't live that way. We can't say, well, I should have done this, I should have done that. My dad, for a long time, he worked for this company and worked for these men he valued. He was very, very close to them. They decided to leave the company and start a new company themselves, and they begged my dad to go. And he just could not leave. He was so secure or set where he was, and he was in his prime to do it, but he was scared. He was afraid, and his friends took off that business and did exceedingly well. And from that point on, my dad lived with woulda, coulda, shoulda, woulda, coulda, shoulda. And he would say a lot of times, I should have done that. I shouldn't have been scared to do that. I should have done that. Or he would say, I shouldn't have spent the money that I spent on, drinking. I shouldn't have done, he had a lot of regrets. And it's amazing what Satan can do to take that and run with it in our lives. And we can't let the past determine our future, as far as we can't allow it to stay with us. If we do in the wrong sense, it can harm us because we can't let go of the past. But in a sense, we can harbor it or hold on to it and let it be good for our future. Let's say, I'm not going to make those mistakes anymore. I'm not going to do this again. I've learned from that. I'm going to go forward, and I'm going to let God take care of it and move me in the direction that He wants me to go in. I've made a lot of mistakes, especially like I know mamas always live with a little guilt because they're always thinking, did I do this right? Did I say this right? Should I really spank my child? Should I really, and that's where I believe Satan really kind of hits us a lot of times as parents, because especially when they get older and they're on their own and they're making poor choices, Satan seems to come back and say, that's your fault. That's really your fault. So anyway, how do we handle that, Brady?
Well, I wanted to add one more thing, is that just to touch on what Amy said about how, our past doesn't have to dictate our future. I really believe, so something about me, and I know that my mom will be watching this, so just listen, Mom, and don't complain. But so Amy knows this also. I have always been a good persuader, and so that has always worked to my advantage. And when I was younger, really worked to my advantage. And I have persuaded people to do things maybe they shouldn't have been doing. Just, mostly it was to benefit me. And I've hurt a lot of people from that. I've persuaded people to do things that they wouldn't have normally done because they believed in me. And that is a guilt that I put on myself. But, I've asked for forgiveness. I've completely changed. And now, I guess within the past 15, 20 years, I've realized, God gave me that gift of persuasion. He gave that to me. Did I use it for him? No, not at all. I used it for me. But I now know that being persuasive is not a bad thing. It's actually a gift that I can talk to people and I can make them feel a certain way about themselves, and then totally get them to, believe things about themselves that they would have never thought about. And that works well now for me, because in a good way, because I can get people to, go to church with me. I can get people to, let's go to this Bible study, or, just, hey, you've never thought about this before. Let's just try it once, and it's a good thing. It's like going to church, going to an event, going to, just ask Christ into your life. I mean, not that I'm persuading them to do it, but it's kind of because they believe in me, then it makes it easier for them to want to do what I say. And I don't mean that in a bad way. It's just before I totally did mean that in a bad way. And Amy's laughing because she knows all about me, and I'm not sharing that on this video. But
no, I just wanted to explain my reaction. This woman she should have been an attorney. There's no doubt about it. But I'll tell you this much: she has been trying to go to get me and persuade me to go see the Barbie movie.
yes,
I'm just not there. I'm just not there on that.
Amy really would look good in pink, and I think that she really needs
Look,
to
my
go.
face is pink in this.
Yeah, they already turning. That's good.
Because I'm embarrassed.
No, but no, it's, God does give us different things. And a lot of times when we're not close to him and not in his word, we use those things for our selfishly, and we don't use it to glorify him. So so all the would have, could have, should have that, that have happened in my life, I feel like I've learned from them. And I feel like that we all go through something, but we can live in regret, or we can use it for our gain, to help other people.
Yeah. So God uses all things for good.
Yes.
All things to work for good for those who love him.
Yes.
Are called according to his purpose. And, all the things of the past, there's a reason why that we went through those things. But the past is in the past, and the future is the future. And it's wonderful when you take on a new perspective of, gosh, Lord, how can I be used for you? I don't want to live in the past, because everybody has a past. Everybody has something they regret. But today, what today can we do not to, to live in regret? I mean,
right.
Telling somebody that you love them, asking somebody for forgiveness that you wronged 5 years ago. How freeing is that when you are able to do those things? You know what I'm saying? It's freeing, and God wants us to be at a place where we don't look backwards, we look forwards, and we have our eyes set on him. So the whole gist of this is, woulda, coulda, shoulda, should not even be in our vocabulary.
No.
It really shouldn't, because it just shouldn't.
It shouldn't, because we can't live in the past, and a lot of people do live in the past of, and it cripples them for the future. And we, just like we had said, we've been through some stuff in our past. Everybody has, but are we, defeated and feeling sad and depressed about it? Probably not even a second, because we know, who's in our hearts. Jesus is in our hearts, and He's forgiven us, and we just move forward every day, trying to do better. And that's, just that's what we're here for. Also, with the Crazy Hope Dealers, we just want to help people out. And some things that pop into our head are things that we do videos about, and we know there's others out there that are feeling the same. So definitely just keep on subscribing to us. And if there's something you'd like for us to talk about, just email us below. But y'all have a great night, and we'll see you on the next video. Bye.